video, I would like to talk about taking pictures and selfies in museums during a photo shoot. So obviously commercial use is not legal, but for the social media, for Instagram, for personal use, most museums allow to take pictures. Obviously no flash, no tripods, no elaborate equipment, but current days like little mirrorless cameras like the one that I have, like Sony 6400, the one I'm using now, is pretty amazing to produce great picture and great content, and is perfect for the Instagram. In the winter time, it's tough to find studios or places to film. Studios are kind of expensive. In summertime, it's easier to shoot outside in nature, but if you want to take pictures in a beautiful dress or something more revealing, as long as it's appropriate, museums, I think, are a great place for photo shoot, as long as it's, like I said, not commercial use, just, you know, beautiful pictures for Instagram and social media. A few things to keep in mind. Planning. So like when there's a free day, when there is like a discount and stuff. Like, for example, I have a pass for 2 people for most of museums for New York City, so I can take, let's say I can go as a photographer, videographer, and the model can come with me. Doesn't make sense to bring a huge team with you. At least if you do, keep them in, outside in the car or like in a hotel somewhere, because if you bring too many people, they will think that this is like a professional shoot and they will kick you out, and it will be cease and desist order, and you would not be able to come back. And they might arrest your equipment, and they might really complain and put quite a bit of legal things in jeopardy for you. My take on this, so as long as it's done proper and not invasive, it's possible to be done. So here's a few suggestions. Some museums allow to bring water, some not. Some museums allow to bring snack and food, which is like water and snacks are, you know, kind of expensive in museums. So just, you know, keep it in the in your bag. Do not bring oversized backpack. They would not let it bring you to bring it, especially like if you have a clothes in the like coats, like in like clothing racks for the suits and stuff. They would not let you bring it in. The other thing that so you want to keep all that stuff outside in the car, and do not work in huge groups, because obviously that brings a lot of attention. In the morning, when the guards and the people who watch this stuff are arrested, and like not that many people, they will probably bother you. So like my suggestion, maybe wait until the midday or end of the day when they get tired and when they see a huge crowd. So just one more tourist, one less wouldn't make a difference, but early it could bring additional unwanted attention. For example, Metropolitan Museum has 3, like even 4 good spots that I think of great for pictures. One is the Egyptian area, where the like there are stones from the not the mummies, the tombs, the like pyramids, pyramidi. Right, so that place has huge windows, the ambient light, it's pretty amazing there. So as long as you're not you know, building this as a professional shoot, you would be able to get some fast pictures and keep moving along. Also the place with the armor, like has open space with the open ceiling in the top. It's amazing to take pictures. And the room by the cafeteria also has opening in the ceiling, so it's beautiful statues there. It's plenty of space, so those places are really good for pictures. Like I said, you have to keep moving fast. Do not stay in one place for more than like a couple of minutes. That will really get you in trouble and do not make very elaborate poses, like just more like a normal human stuff. Obviously, if dresses are very fancy, that's not a good idea. They probably will bring a lot of attention. So it's more for like streetwear, for like something less invasive, that does not bring a lot of like heat on you. My suggestion for photographer to dress really nice. So if it's like I noticed, like when I was wearing like a jeans and regular stuff as a photographer, and the model was looking like really fancy, it looked like a photo shoot. So I looked as a photographer and she looked like a model. But when I went there with my wife and kids, and I looked like a more upscale for my wife, and it was kind of leveled out, so it looks like just a fancy dressed tourist, and they didn't bother us. So that's a possible something that we can do, appropriate. Again, I'm learning, I'm getting better at this. We don't want to get in trouble with museums. I still kind of thinking if it makes sense to tag the museums, to mention them, to because there are pictures there from that place, there are like a tangible art, or just post the pictures with a blurry background so that you really can't tell where it's been taken. I don't think that I know all the legal terms in terms of like how to deal with legalities of that stuff. I'm getting, like I said, more knowledge and more understanding what's legal, what's not. So maybe if you have some ideas and advice, you can reach out to me, and we can do maybe a better video that will explain those parts for the audience better, if of course there is appetite from the audience to hear more details on those. But like I said, I think museums are beautiful. There is a beautiful backgrounds, there is a beautiful spaces there. Like I did some shots in this week, last week basically, when it was a spring break, winter break with my son, at the Metropolitan Museum, at Guggenheim, at Integrity, the ship with the planes. I did some shots at the Museum of Modern Art, and I think and natural history. All of those, like natural history, actually has a really good lighting on the third last floor, where the dinosaurs. So there are some nice shots there. But even if it's like a dark space, I think they have some lights, and if you position yourself proper with a good mirrorless cameras that can see really at night, those pictures are really interesting and produce great shots. So with the nice bathrooms and clean space, I think for low budget productions, museums makes total sense. Like I said, again, as long as you do not overstep their boundaries. Thank you.